Good morning. So today, I'll discuss to you the types of functions. So let f be a mapping from set A to set B, and let f be a function. Now, we can classify functions into three types. So first, a function f is a function f is said to be a one-to-one function if and only if, okay? So a function f is a one-to-one function if and only if whenever the function value at point a sub 1 is equal to the function value at point a sub 2, this implies that the point a sub 1 is equal to point a sub 2, where a sub 1 and a sub 2 are elements of the domain A. So again, a function f is said to be a one-to-one function if and only if whenever the function value at point a sub 1 is equal to the function value at point a sub 2, this implies that point a sub 1 is equal to point a sub 2, where a sub 1 is equal a sub 1 and a sub 2 are elements in the domain A. So to understand this, let us try this example. So we are going to show that the function f that maps a set of real numbers to a set of real numbers which is defined by y, or x, the function value at x is equal to 3x plus 2 is 1-to-1. So how are we going to show that this function that maps a set of real numbers to another set of real numbers and is defined by y equals f of x, y equals the function value at x is equal to 3x plus 2 is 1-to-1. So how are we going to show that this defined function is 1-to-1? So balikan lang natin yung definition ng 1-to-1 function. Sabi dito, whenever the function value at point a sub 1 is equal to the function value at point a sub 2, this implies that the point a sub 1 and point a sub 2 are equal, such that a sub 1 and a sub 2 are elements in the domain A. So we are to evaluate this given function using this definition. Okay? So mangyayari dito, so we take this and we will evaluate this at this point a sub 1 and a sub 2. So let's start from here. Whenever this is true, this condition has to be true. Okay? So we have our proof. So our function value at point a sub 1, which is 3, and then a sub 1 plus 2. And the other one, function value at a sub 2 is equal to 3a sub 2 plus 2. Now, whenever these two are equal, say 3a sub 1 plus 2 is equal to 3a sub 2 plus 2, whenever this is true, or whenever this holds for all values of a sub 1, a sub 2 in the domain A, then a sub 1 must be equal to a sub 2. So, paano yun? So, we can write this as 3a sub 1 is equal to 3a sub 2, right? Is this true? 3a sub 1 is equal to 3a sub 2? Yes. The equation still holds. Therefore, multiplying both sides of the equation by 1/3, we get, this implies that a sub 1 is equal to a sub 2. Okay? And so, this function f of x equals 3x plus 2 is indeed a one-to-one function. So let's try example number 2. Show that the function f, a mapping from set of real numbers to set of real numbers defined by y, which is a function value of x and is equal to the quantity x minus 1 square, is not 1 to 1. Okay? When can you say that a function is not a one-to-one function? Okay? When can we say that a function is not a one-to-one function? That is, whenever the function value at point a sub 1 is equal to the function value at point a sub 2, it does not imply that a sub 1 is equal to a sub 2. Or say, a sub 1 is not equal to point a sub 2. So we have this argument that will guide us in showing that this function is not 1 to 1. So how are we going to show that the function is not 1 to 1? So let this y be a given value in the image of f. So we may solve the equation for x in terms of y. Okay? So we have y is equal to the quantity x minus 1 raised to the power of 2. So we will solve for x in terms of y. So how are we going to do that? So getting the square root of both sides. So we get plus minus the square root of y, and we have x minus 1, right? Because this will be eliminated. And so, x is equal to 1 plus minus the square root of y. Hence, x sub 1 is equal to 1 plus the square root of y, and x sub 2 is equal to 1 minus the square root of y. So we will establish this. Whenever this equation is true, and if a sub 1 is not equal to a sub 2, then this function is not 1 to 1. And so we have the function value at x sub 1 is equal to, so we have this, x will be substituted by 1 plus square root of y minus 1 square. This is equal to square root of y, positive 1 and minus 1 is equal to 0. So what remains, we have square root of y to the power of 2, that is y. So the function value at point x sub 1 is equal to y. How about the function value at x sub 2? So x will be substituted by, or will be replaced by 1 minus the square root of y minus 1 square. So we have negative square root of y to the power of 2 is y. So the function value at x sub 2 is equal to y. Indeed, this is true, right? But examine a sub 1 and a sub 2. So we have this. This is our specific value for a sub 1. I made a specific expression, or for a sub 1, and a specific expression for a sub 2. And these two are not equal. Therefore, this function is not 1 to 1. Or in other words, we have two values of x here. And these two values of x yields the same value of y. Meaning this is a many to 1 relationship. And many to 1 is still the function. Second classification of function is the so-called onto function. So what is this onto function? So again, we let f be a mapping of set A to set B, such that f is a function from set A to set B. Now, f is an onto, or f is an onto function if and only if, okay? So this f is an onto function if and only if the image of f is B. Okay. So the image of f is B. So that is, f is onto if and only if for every B, for every element B, which is an element of the image B of the function f, there is an A, there is an element A in the domain A, such that f, or the function value at point A, is equal to B. So another way of understanding of the function is through illustration. Say we have the Cartesian plane, so say for example we have this graph of the function. So this function is onto function if the image of this function is B. Ibig sabihin nun, for example so we define this from this point, say a sub 1, we'll make use of x sub 1 to x sub, okay. So therefore the image of this is so this is the image of the function defined on this interval, and we label this image of the function defined in this interval as set B. Okay? So the image of this function defined in this interval is this set B. Now, for every B or for every small b in the image B, ibig sabihin nun, pag kumuha tayo ng isang element sa image B, there is a corresponding A. There is a corresponding small a in the domain A. Ibig sabihin, if you take this B, say this is B which is an element of this image B, meron siyang corresponding A in the set A. So this is A which is an element of the set A. This is the image, this is the domain, right? Okay. Now take note of the quantifier here. For every B, for every small b in the image B, ibig sabihin, pag nilahat natin to, or sabihin natin, if we take all the values of small b in this image B, meron siyang corresponding small a in the domain, such that the function value of this a is equal to b. Or if we evaluate the function, evaluate the function at point A, that is equal to b. Okay. And the third classification of function is known as one-to-one correspondence. So a function f is said to be a one-to-one correspondence if and only if f is both one-to-one function and onto function. So for f to be classified as a one-to-one correspondence, it has to satisfy the definition of one-to-one function and the definition of an onto function. So those are the three classifications of, or three types of functions.